Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, because this is going to be, as you guys will have probably seen from the title and the thumbnail, when it comes to Super Break, or rather Firefly Slender, MrPokke has got one more in him. This time for our Memory of Chaos 3.5 analytics, we are gonna be taking a look at the performance of our recent sub-explained units over here right before Evernight is gonna be dropping in literally 2 days at the time of this recording. Yeah, without further ado, let's just jump in right now. Faster Cycles against Ligers, our brand new MOC, which, you know, I think is very fun. I think it's pretty straightforward, but I guess if you do not have a proper sustain, it might be a little bit of an issue over here. Let's just see right now. Oh my god, no. Ceredra, the fastest clearing E0S1 at a 6.33 cycle. And Bronya is actually second highest, guys. Casteris is no longer the fastest clearing DPS for Memory of Chaos. The Phynon effect is truly in full bloom as of this current moment. Hyzelin's also performing very well, but to be fair, she does work exceptionally fine against the Manta Ray. So, you know, Hyzelin's Kafka Black Swan, most likely first half. I believe this is probably going to be second half in Ligers, and just slam out all of your ultimates and sustainers team, and you absolutely destroy the bottom. Right, we have Teen Yun most likely carried by the Phynon effect as well. Keep going down by a little bit, and Mr. Phynon is going to be coming up to a 6.71 cycle. Generally speaking, I think across the board, it does appear that most cycles have actually went down, because I do think this MOC is a little bit more straightforward compared to the last MOC. Because Ligers, if as long as you get use of this energy regeneration mechanic, it's gonna be a very fast clearing boss itself, right? So then we do have ourselves the Sunday into RMC at the exact same clear, 45-50%. Oh my god, I literally just realized Sunday's usage rate went up a lot. This is 45.96%. compared to back in those days when nobody used Sunday, right? Aglaya the Hack also going up by a little bit right in front of Hue. Blade as a sub DPS going in for the 7.17 cycle dispatch. In fact, a little bit faster than Anexa as well, but it is only by a 0.02, and to be fair, Anexa does have a lot higher of an appearance. Gallagher, okay, all things considered, I think this performance is honestly quite okay. 16.91% on 7 cycle clear. It's just that when you actually clear with bro, it's gonna be a little bit more uncomfortable. Bobbin at a 22.25, 7.2. Meow Meow, unfortunately, nobody pulled her because it is what it is. And then Ron May basically broke up with Super Break, and now she's gonna be finding home in DOT and all the kind of different comps. It is what it's gonna be. Mr. Blado, tier 1 guy, by the way, or coming in at a 7.28 cycle, really nice, slightly around the same caliber as Lingsha. And then we do have the strongest free unit in this history of all free units, 7.29 cycles, around the same caliber as Rework Silverwolf, and this is gonna be all Anexa. So unfortunately, it does appear that main DPS Anexa, it is gonna be slower after considering him as a sub DPS Anexa into Dihara. But Dihara's performance also went down by a little bit, even though it is not gonna be as good as compared to the others. Sparkle most likely gonna be due to the Archer as well as Final Insect. Seba just chilling here. My Day and Aventuring just chilling here. Blade main DPS. Cleared faster than Fei Xiao, Jingliu, and the entirety of Super Break. That is pretty exceptional. Oh, this is main DPS Anexa. Ooh, it does appear that main DPS Anexa is not going to be doing too good, because surprise, the previous MOC rotation actually showed the ever-living fuck off skill damage. So it ain't wanna end. Yingli going down by a little bit. We have Fushan. Oh my lord, though. Would you see that? Main DPS Blade completely mock Acheron, bruh. That is actually crazy. This is not Caceres Sim, but this is not sub DPS. This is main DPS blade. Holy shit, that is absolutely exceptional. Going down a little bit more, it's gonna be Balu clearing faster than you love to see it, and it does appear. Holy shit. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in Super Break history, all 3 Super Breakers are no longer able to clear Memory of Chaos. This is not a joke. This is not a drill. All 3 Super Breakers cannot clear MOC at E0S1. At E0S1, guys. This is truly the end. Okay, yo, editor, you know what to do, right? You know what to do. They are done. All right, just slap on Firefly Red Bar Bodio. They are finally done. Super Breakers are done. Done, right? They are legitimately done. I have never ever seen Super Break, not even saying like clear poorly, but like not clear, like 0. Like you literally physically cannot clear with a E0S1 Super Breaker. So it is really unfortunate to see how, you know, this environment is not doing too well. I do want to say first things first, yep, you know, HP inflation is crazy. HSR is done. Super Break, oh my god, HSR ruined Super Break, right? So that's gonna be that. Second of all, for the next MOC where we get Judge of Oblivion, that is gonna be coming out, and I do believe that Super Break can make a slight comeback. Because from my experience, I can in fact get a pretty okay-ish clear running Super Break against Judge of Oblivion. Want to see the Judge of Oblivion video? Check out the Judge of Oblivion video some over here. But in any case, that is gonna be there for E0S1. Okay, I'm actually a little bit scared. What about E0S1? To be fair, I think there is an age if you use E0. Oh my god, bro, nobody plays E0S0 in his side anymore, guys. Bro, everyone is at less than 1% appearance. Nobody plays E0S0 units anymore. Oh my god, oh my god, guys. Yep, wrap it up, right? So if you're E0S0, you're literally too broke. You're too broke to be playing HSR. You should be considering to get a job if you're still running E0S0. And then we're gonna jump into our E2S, whatever the hell it's gonna be. Holy shit. Mose, bro, just spawned from nowhere. Mose with the 2.71 cycle dispatch, completely destroying everyone else. Followed by, I believe this should be our sustainless Super Break HMC, both of which very low appearance, but goddamn, Mose is absolutely insane over here. Mr. Sunjin Woo. Saridra is just doing Saridra things. DOT is showed. Bronya is with Finon. E2 Finon is absolutely busted. Then we have Hyang Caceres, classic E2 DBS with the team. And Glea actually doing exceptionally well, considering that she is a version 3.0 out with D Herda, and I don't even see D Herda anywhere anymore. Actually, where the hell is my E2 D Herda? Am I blind? Oh my lord. E2D Herda is around the same caliber as our E2 Acheron and E2 Firefly. That is exceptional, right? So we do have our 4.6 Aglaya, Sunday at a 4.68 Bubbin, Cypher, Free Unit, RMC. Mighty actually doing very well. Considering that very low people actually even tried getting My Day, much less My Day with items, which is also explained by the 2.19% appearance. Fei Xiao, my wife. You can one cycle with her, by the way. Chat, we one cycle with Fei Xiao running a sustain. Right? I contributed to the numbers to bring down Fei Xiao cycles. I was part of the data with my one cycle swift dispatch on my very first try, by the way. In any case, we do ourselves the Sparkle, Huang, alright, Zero Wolf, Rame, a Nexus sub DPS, alright, all this kind of stuff. They are all around the same ballpark in the 5 cycle category, right? 5.2, 5.3. I don't know what the hell is our. Alright, D Herda Sim, right? Then we have a D Herda over here. Acheron is chilling. So Firefly is the only super breaker that actually stood the test of time. Oh, okay, we do have a E2 Rabba, which is yikes. That's not too good. And Boot Hill just sort of just where is Boot Hill? Wait, Boot Hill is actually here? Holy, I didn't even notice that. Okay, to be fair, Boot Hill would do exceptionally well against the first half and Japan and the Mandarin anyways, right? So I think that's okay. Other than that, Jingyuan is chilling and all these other units are no longer going to be relevant, right? Nobody plays DPS Argenti, so it is what I say. Who is this guy anyways? So that is the overall statistics on the general clear cycles from E0, S0 all the way up to E2. Let's go on ahead into the usage rate. Teep is Teep, RMC, alright, I think all these don't really have too big of a change. It's just a classic shield units, nothing too brand new. Okay, Aggron is actually very low alongside with our version 2. So it does appear that yeah, as long as you're popping off with like a version specific, you are gonna be in the majority, right? So back in my days in version 2, it used to be Firefly Super Break. Nowadays, we technically have 2 different variations. So back then, it was Aggron Firefly. I think this is basically the Aggron Firefly of the universe, right? Except that Phynon, I'm not sure if Phynon is going to be Aggron or if Kazir is going to be Aggron. Whichever is going to be the case, looking forward to how this is going to pop up because 3.6, they will introduce Eevee, right? They were going to be introducing Evernite. And once Evernite comes in, I can expect to see Kazir's performance going up even higher for those Kazir's enjoyers, right? Everything else is kind of just chilling over here, chilling over here, chilling over here, chilling over here. Yep, nothing too crazy. And we're just going to jump all the way down. Holy shit, though. The man. The blade is, bro, crazy out of context. Oh my god, this is crazy out of context, by the way. Wait, I'm gonna screenshot all the way down. Oh my god, this will be a diabolical out of context. Exceptional. In any case, this is a very nice little performance. It does appear that Blade, despite all odds, he is probably the only version 1 DPS that cracked top 5, right? Yeah, he is. He is the only oh my god, wait, he is rank 1. He is a rank 1 in support DPS. Oh my god, the era of Blade is... Yo, chat, this is a free unit, by the way. Technically, Blade is a free unit because you can get him from losing your 50-50s. Oh my god, hail Dawei, hail Hoyoverse for giving the players such a diabolical unit for literally free 99. You can, in fact, get this tier 0. This might as well be a tier 0 performance, right? Because this is across 3 different MOCs. So this might as well be a tier 0 performance for a free unit that you lose your 50-50s to, right? I haven't seen anyone else try that. In any case, for the DPS category, these are basically all the version 3s plus a random straggler Mr. Blade over here. And then D-Herda is, oh my god, D-Herda fell off even lower than Mighty Bird. That is a little bit sad. My wife is actually oh, chat, what did I say, guys? What did I say? My wife is the strongest version 2 DPS, right? Mod Ying Li, mod Aggron, mod whatever this tier 3 but a bitch ass is. This is the strongest V2, guys, right? So let's just be so for real. So MOC, let's kindly bring bro all the way back up to tier 0.5. It is gonna be exceptional. And all these other units are basically dead. Oh, that is very unfortunate. Wait, what happened to QQ, guys? Alright, well, come back in for QQ 0 cycle 158 again, but that's gonna be that. Support DPS Blade is literally higher than Keep with Anexa, so the men are once again dominating. DOT is getting a little bit short because of high incidence, so I wouldn't be worried about it too much. All the other kind of stuff is not gonna be that important anymore. Then Saridra just came in fresh off the shell, so I'm definitely expecting her performance to go down a little bit more going forward into the future. These are all basically Sunday's babes, right? Sunday's babes. Not Sunday's babes, Phynon's babe, right? They are Phynon's babes and then plus one more guy over here. And then this is gonna be Mimi into a Cypher, Bubbin, Sparkle, Rummy. So as long as your name is Phynon, you're gonna be clearing one of the fastest in the entire server. So that's gonna be that. And then for Sustain, Hyacinth is gonna be de facto the strongest and best Sustain that we have in HSR right now. In fact, I've heard some concerns that Ligas is not even a DPS check. Ligas is a Sustain check. And I could not agree with that statement any further because, fun fact, when Anomaly Arbitration comes out by Wednesday, I look forward to the Phynon mains. They will try running him sustainless. Let me know what you guys think of the comments below when it actually comes out. But it is gonna be very, very interesting, right? So that's gonna go into Huan 7.86. Gallagher is actually still doing quite nice over here. Avenging is actually gonna be a little bit better than Lingsha and what to do, and then Lurcha and everyone else is just gonna be remaining as is, right? So that's gonna be there. And finally, we're gonna jump on into our last segment, and that is going to be the team com segment over here. Highest played team is gonna be DOT for the side 1, and highest played team is gonna be No Morals on side 2. So No Morals, final, No Morals, a couple of DRR teams here and there. Okay, actually DRR is also very popular because, you know, there are also different variations for DRR against Mr. Likers. And Casuals, final, they basically don't really give a damn about elemental restrictions. They just implant whatever the hell they want to implant, and they'll just work, right? So Casuals and final, they are like super popular as a whole. Oh, Firefly. Goddamn, guys. The rank 5 team of all time in the first half is still Firefly. Like, despite all odds, Firefly is just that popular, right? She really is just that popular with every single one of the Firefly mains from all across the world, where she is obtaining a 3.01 appearance at rank 5. In fact, going even higher than Aglaia, Hyacinth, and these variations with a sustained fight on team, right? So yeah, Firefly's popularity is definitely still very solid. All the other kind of stuff, it just looks to be a mixture of Casuarus, Finon, Casuarus, a little bit of high. Oh, free unit. I have a free unit over here where I have 5.84 cycle clear at full E0, which is honestly very exceptional. Then we do see the Saber clear, right, with the additional action value advance as well as the ultimate given by Ligers. I think this thing would definitely be popping off very hard. Oh my lord, the Firefly refugees. Oh my goodness, the Firefly refugees are here. Wait, actually, now that I think about it, let me sort by a straighter cycle and just see who comes up first. Damn. The sustainless DOT0 cycle without Black Swan, guys. It wasn't even done with Black Swan. It was done with goddamn Meow Meow. Black Swan is no longer in the DOT team, unfortunately. And rank 2 is a wow. Okay, this is honestly pretty impressive. It is a E0 Anexa Bronya Babin with a sustain for 1 cycle. That is actually really impressive. To be fair, it is just with like 1 guy, but that is very nice. And then the third fastest clear is gonna be our oh my god, DOT just doesn't care about Black Zone anymore, guys. Ah, damn, Black Zone is no longer relevant. Yeah, no one is using Black Zone anymore. Yeah, unfortunately, her home is just basically, you know, corn blazers, right? Okay, anyways, yeah, then we do have My Day. Holy shit, the 4th fastest clearing team is actually My Day Bronya Teep Gallagher at a 2 cycle average on the first half. Honestly, all things considered, bro, My Day is actually popping off as a 1 guy sniper, bro. 4th fastest clearing as well as the 3rd fastest clearing on first half and second half. Considering the fact that a lot of people probably skipped Might. OMG Might, you know what I'm saying? And then final is definitely gonna, nah, I feel like this gotta be wrong, right? How are people taking 3 cycles average on Ligers with a team like this? I am pretty sure final will completely cook Ligers, bro. Wait, there was not a single 0 cycle team for Ligers. That is a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, it does appear that DOT is just better than final. So NYN, right? Casuals, these are not casuals, bro. Because we are literally talking about like 1 guys. So this is like the extreme the extreme end of like the final mains. They are the representation of the final community. And unfortunately, it does appear that the best final mains at E0 is not even without E0. Bro, if E2 final ain't 0 cycling this MOC Ligers, I think something's very wrong. So, yep. Oh my god. Bro, E2D Herda with Hue cleared faster than the E2 final. 1.5 cycle average. That is pretty crazy considering that we are literally running a sustain with this team. That is legitimately pretty crazy. Alright. Kind of want to scroll down to the most unrelatable team. Okay, we do have a 1.66 with Sarija Babin Sunday, and I'm guessing this is an E2 final. So, goddamn, bro, that is gonna be quite nice. And everything else just says, oh! 1.24 with Sparkle instead of Bubbin. Very, very interesting. 1.24. But if you're going to be running this with an E0 team, it's going to fall down catastrophically to 4.88 up in there, right? So these are the general plays with the teams over here. So let's go into finally our strict mode, and then we can see how. Okay, so first things first, guys. Oh, that's really, really bad, guys. Bro, 9 cycle dispatch with Jiao Qiu is diabolical, bro. Oh, and these just did not clear, huh? Oh, yeah, Aggron is not doing too well against Lycus. Okay, this first half, bro, has quite a lot of clears, right? We have a lot of 6s. So it's basically a mixture between Jiao Qiu, Meow Meow, and Rework Wolf, right? 3 + 2, choose one. And Dogron is just getting shielded because Hyacinth is completely popping on the real Manta. So, yeah, the fastest clearing team for Aggron is actually Dogron. What the f is the Lingsha doing here? I have no idea. How is Lingsha doing this with it and Hyacinth can't do, right? And we do have a 4 cycle dispatch on Tip and Hyacinth. And then at E2, that's going to be 3.67. And this thing in Myanmar, Adventure is really not too good, huh? Wait, how the hell is E2 Plus clearing 2 cycles worse than E0? What the fuck is going on, bro? Okay, in any case, we're gonna just go down a little bit more over here, right? Okay, that's a proper clear, right? 3.56 cycles with the Aggron, Meow Meow, Bobbin, as well as the Adventuring. That is really, really nice. Then, yeah, Aggron is just not doing too hot. So let's take a look at, okay, Aglea is like, damn. No one ran a sustainless Aglea, huh? Whoa! 0 cycle, chat. We do have a 0 cycle Aglea with sustainless Bobbin Sunday Tip. 0 cycling Lygus. Holy shit. I think this was our first 0 cycle. Our first 0 cycle. I almost positive you need that E1 Aglea for the ultimate rotations, as well as the E1 Bobbin and the E1 Sunday and the E1 Tip, and all of them at E1, right? But damn, that is crazy, guys. Our first 0 cycle, if I can say so myself. Everything else just sort of just shit. What the? Bro ran the Remembrance team. Bro ran Evernight before Evernight came out. That is, bro, 3 cycles for this is crazy, though. I feel like the majority of the contribution is probably 80%, 10%, 9%, and then this guy just came there and just chilled. Bro just went there and chilled a little bit, right? Absolutely exceptional. Bro was there for moral support also. That's gonna be our Aglea. Mr. Blado. Oh, actually our next up. Let's see our next up. Damn. Okay, unfortunately, Anexa is not going to be doing too well against Lygus, right? Unless you pair him with D-Herder, then it's going to be okay. But for the first cycle, we are seeing some very, very fast clears on average, right? With a sustain over here. Doesn't appear to have an Anexa team without a sustain, though. They are all sustained runs with Anexa, it appears. Yeah, if you really love HSR, you will only play sustainless, right? That's how you know you really love the game and you know how to understand the game itself, right? So that's gonna be for a next free unit. Well, generally quite nice. I don't think you ever use free unit second half, right? Feels to be very, very difficult to run through. Oh my goodness, wait, this team got a 2 cycle dispatch against Lycus. Yeah, because if you want to run free unit on the second half, you probably just slam every single one of your skills on the Lycus and just ignore all the mobs. So I guess that would probably just work. It's kind of like how you play Fei Xiao. Just brute force and slam Fei Xiao's sweaty ashes into Lycus face and it's going to be done. So that is going to be for our Mr. Archer. Arjani, nobody cares. Mr. Blado. Let's see. Oh my god. Blade as a main DPS has a faster average cycle than a sub DPS. Oh my god. Wait, the fastest clearing Blade teams are not even him being a sub DPS. It's literally just main DPS Blade. For side 1 and side 2, E0, 6 cycle, 5 cycle dispatch. That is absolutely absurd. I don't know what bro is cooking, but bro is cooking. We have quite a couple with a Miss Cassavis just being her sim, but her performance is not even that crazy if you was tied to being a sub DPS. Holy shit. 0 0.33 cycle dispatch. Oh my god, that is crazy. That means one guy did a 0 cycle. Somebody here with this exact team definitely did a 0 cycle. Unfortunately, I think, you know, we do need to consider the E1 Sunday. I will elevate E1 Sunday one day, but bro, this is really, really exceptional. Everything else is just sort of the same with Blaze. Yeah, Blaze performance here is honestly very, very nice. Okay, check. Bro, look at one more, guys. I kind of need to wrap this up. It's almost 30 minutes into the video. Okay, let's take a look at our favorite DPS. And there we do. I got one more in me, guys. Okay, look at that, guys. 1.15 cycle on a sustainless Firefly is still very, very good, right? Sustainless Firefly is still destroying the enemies at a 1.15 cycle average. In fact, I myself, with my E2 Firefly, actually managed to do a 0 cycle on full auto with a sustain, by the way. So I personally attest that my favorite DPS Firefly, honestly, she's still really, really good, right? She's still really, really good. Just that she needs a proper love and care, right? And vertical investments and money and everything that your soul has to offer, right? Everything else, yep. Ooh. Okay, with all due respect, why the fuck are you still running this team? This is literally like a 0 cost team, by the way. 0 cost. 0 cost, this is free. This is 0 cost. This is a 0 cost team. Firefly might as well be free because of how free she is nowadays, right? So this is a 0 cost team. And all things considered, you know, 10 cycles is still 10 cycles, right? We still cleared, right? We still cleared at the end of this. So that is going to be okay. Damn. Teep just replaced Lingsha. Holy, so we have a 0.5 cycle featuring Firefly on Teep. And then this is gonna be an what the RMC. RMC Firefly. Holy shit. Mimi just power craft HMC, bro. Okay, do we have a similar sustainless team? Wait, Mimi literally cleared faster than HMC. This is the exact same team, right? Yeah, it's the exact same team. Holy shit, guys. The power of true damage plus action value advance. That is absolutely absurd. That is absolutely Exoridra Firefly. I bet. What do we have? Ooh, nobody is cooking, bro. Nobody, but please stop burning the kitchen, right? Nobody is. And then what to do? Unfortunately, Firefly is not going to be doing too good against Liger, so it is what it is. I guess we're going to see one last unit. Okay, fine. Saber. Oh, Saber is not going to be doing too hot against our first half, it seems. But the second half, she does appear to be slightly better. This, we do have ourselves a 3.72 cycle dispatch with a Huan Huan. That is pretty good considering that we are running Huan Huans. Oh, unfortunately, Huan Huan is actually slightly worse than Lingsha, guys. Yep. Lingsha is just slightly better. Okay, maybe an E0 Huan Huan is slightly better, but if you have money, then Lingsha is slightly better. Over here, we do have a couple of, let me just see like if there's any like stragglers up in there. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, a lot of Saber teams. We have a lot of Saber teams, right? So many Saber teams that come and come, but they're all around the 5 to 6 cycle average. Saber is a very 7 out of 10 unit, right? She's nothing too crazy. She's nothing too weak, right? Just the perfect spot at 7 out of 10. She is a very, very solid 7 out of 10 over here. Okay, one last guy, guys. One last guy, right? One last guy. One last guy. Okay, you know what? I want to look at my man. Okay, never mind. My man does not exist anymore. Okay, one last guy. One last guy. Okay, Reba. Ooh. Okay, to be fair, they still cleared. Right? This team. Okay, chat. What if there is a Firefly agenda? What if there was a Super Break agenda? Because this team clearly cleared here, right? They cleared. So why the f did they not clear here? You get what I'm saying? Right, this is E0 all icons, right? So how is this possible? How is this possible, guys? Something smells fishy. Because even at E0, is this not a clear? You know what I'm saying? And I do see quite a couple of Firefly clears here as well, right? Yeah, those are they not clears? Okay, 10 cycle is 10 cycle, but 10 cycle is still 10 cycle, right? Like, this is still a clear. Okay, I guess what happened is probably for the amount of players that cleared, there are too many players that did not clear. I'm guessing that's what happened. Like, way too many casual Firefly mains are ruining Firefly's reputation. So what's happened, there's only a handful of the true Firefly mains left trying to uphold the reputation of Firefly, but everyone else is just dragging down Firefly. It's like the whole Akron agenda kind of thing, right? So there might be a little bit of a thing over here. For real, so man. Okay, read the chat. Wait. So we will show percentages for just E0. The stats will be adjusted. Out of the 4.41%, only 0.02% of Firefly battles were E0. The rest was E1. Oh. So everyone and their moms have E2 Firefly. And then if you did not have E2 Firefly, you just don't play Firefly. Just throw Firefly to the trash bin then. Okay, I understand, right? Can I ask down to buff aircon? Absolutely, one chat. With that, I believe we have come to the end of our Memory of Chaos 3.5 rotation. The funeral for Super Break, more like Super Dead, right? And then I've got one more in me. Word of the day is gonna be, editor, throw in the AI outro right here. Bada boom, bada bing, bada bang. With that, we've come to the end of today's content. Let me know what you think in the comments. Smash and subscribe and like and share with all your friends. Word of the day is going to be. Right? Join Twitch, join YouTube, join Patreon, join Patreon, use code SMOKE, see you guys next time. Oh my